Welcome, Shalloners. We're back with day 2 at the COVID Cantina. At the COVID Cantina, where we wash our hands 10 times a day and don't speak to one another. I know. So today we're going to be making dirty martinis. And then I'm going to be doing a hopefully sort of ASMR reading from my manifestation Bible called Creative Visualization. We'll wait for a few more people to get here. Hey, girl. Hey. Hi, honeybee. Hi. Honeybee Hyatt. Hi, guys. Ooh, quarantine queen. That's me. It's funny. It's like everyone's like, "Oh my god, I'm home all day." I was like, "Yeah, boo. Welcome." It's more social now that I'm like in a house with my mom all day. This is like more hang time and speaking time that I'm used to, which is pretty fun. But and then I got depressed realizing like, if and when I'm ever able to go back to New York, will my life be that different? I'm in my house all day in New York. I don't go into an office. I text with my friends all day anyway. I don't have a boyfriend to go back to. I don't have a dog that I'm going to see. I'm like, huh, this perhaps is a wake up call. Hi from Serbia. Oh my gosh. Hi from the Philippines. I've always wanted to go to both places. This is like so painful that none of us can travel, right? It's just, So what we're going to do today, I'll keep repeating it till some more people arrive. We're going to be making dirty martinis, and then I'm going to be doing a reading from my sort of like Bible on manifestation called Creative Visualization. It really talks about the law of attraction. And so what we're going to do, I think I'm going to try to do a live stream every day around this time. I might change it up, but we're going to alternate topics. So we're going to start today with the law of attraction manifestation stuff, and then tomorrow we're going to do questions that you guys can submit here via super chat, and we'll do like a dating question one. And then the next day, we're going to go back to the creative visualization and read chapter 2 together so that we can kind of like hit a bunch of different points. I don't know if should we be drinking like at everyone? Should I be making a cocktail every day? Bro, I don't know if I can have a drink every day. I mean, it can, and I would love to, but is that healthy? Should I be doing that? Oh, when am I coming to Dubai? I was supposed to be there right now. I was supposed to be there right now with 2 of my friends, and I'm so sad. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. All right, guys. Yeah, live stream every day. Plus, I'm going to be putting up like regular videos. I'm here for just dying for content. So a video that's going to go tomorrow, maybe later today if I can get it edited, is how to deal with being alone right now. And then some other topics, how to deal with exes popping back up, how to deal with your parents driving you crazy. We'll talk about it. Let me go get some ice. I forgot about the ice because you can't have a dirty martini without some nice icy glasses. Okay. Ooh, the ice balls actually. Put these in here. I am Jesus reincarnated. I do have kind of the same hair. Not totally dissimilar. Get a nice bowl of ice. Oops. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. You guys ready to start drinking? I am. My mom's cabinets, oh my God, I will tell her that. She will die. They're really pretty. They've got like these black and gold handles. You know that she made me go to like 5 different like handle stores. She's like, touch that one and touch that one. I'm like, I don't care. I've never thought about the handles that I touch in my apartment ever. Look, a gun to my head, I couldn't tell you what they look like. I've lived there for 3 years. I have no idea. It's the difference between like owning your home and just renting. And you're renting, you're like, I don't care. Just like being a New Yorker, whatever. Oh yes, handle stores. It's like fixtures. Like think just I don't know. It's a suburban woman thing. Okay, so we're gonna make dirty martinis. I love a dirty martini. They're very classy, and sometimes, well, they're less classy because you get blacked out if you have 2 of them, which is probably what I'm gonna do today. So get excited. And they're kind of like a meal in and of themselves because they're so salty. So if you have a dirty Hi guys, I'm back. I don't know why the lag is happening. There's nothing I can do to fix it. I think it's the internet is simply overloaded because every single person is home on their internet now. So I don't, if you guys have a solution, like let me know, but I don't know. Hi from Algeria. Okay, so we have a cocktail shakers because we're gonna be bougie and shake our martinis. I like them shaken because it makes them a lot colder, and I like the coldest possible thing. We have, this is our little martini glass. This is a vintage one. And what you want to do is get the glass as cold as possible. So you're gonna put a few ice cubes in now and fill it with water just so it can start to chill the glass. Because I like hot food to be sort of like scalding hot and cold things to be like Arctic blast. I'm a very extreme woman. We also have some vodka. We're going to be using Absolute Elix right now because I really like what they do. And Dita Von Teese is a spokesperson for this, and I got to interview her at the launch. That woman, unreal, stunning up close. And she's older than you think. She's like in her mid 40s, I think, mid to late 40s. Unreal. Her body, just her face, all of it. We also have vermouth. Now, the difference between like dry martinis and wet martinis is the amount of vermouth that you use. So I'm going to be making it just according to the recipe because I don't really have a preference either way. I don't know what vermouth is. I don't know what. It's some kind of alcohol. I don't know. Oh, the name of the book that I mentioned is called Creative Visualization by Shakti Gawain. It's an old school book. Like the copy I have is like falling apart. I've had it, I mean, it was my mom's from like the hippie days. And so I discovered it on her bookshelf when I was in high school and I read it then and it truly changed my Lady Marilyn Manson. Isn't that crazy? He's very, very smart. He's a very smart man. So, you know, I get it. He's not hot. There's a lot of smart, not hot dudes out there. Okay. Hi from Germany. Okay, so we've got our vodka, we've got our vermouth. You can also make a gin martini. I just personally don't like gin. I like a vodka martini. And the most important thing, we have olives. Now, these are feta stuffed olives. I love a martini with like a blue cheese stuffed olive. You can also have little pearl onions, but typically with a dirty martini, the dirty part is olive juice. And since these olives here are in oil, we have regular olives because we need this juice. We need it. We're going to take it from it. We're going to use it for its juice. You feta, watch out. You know what I had for lunch? I had straight up just feta by the spoonful. God, I love olives. Oh, Dita Von Teese and Jeffree had a weird fallout. Jeffree Star. Who the fuck is he not pissed off? He is. Okay. Tell me, if you are Jeffree Star fans, tell me why. Like, I'm legitimately, like, I'm interested. Like, for someone who does nothing but start feuds, made all these racist remarks, and just is like messy, like, what do you like about him? Yeah, clinging on to being relevant. Relevant, exactly. Hi, Paula. Hi from Germany. I just feel like it's such a waste of time. Like I mentioned, I feel like he keeps coming up and stuff. And it's like, I know how hard I work doing this job, and I would imagine he works harder. And it just seems like how I don't have time to engage in like feuds. I'm not even aware of like who my competition is as a YouTuber. I don't have time, you know, like I'm busy. I want to stay in my lane and like block out other factors and just produce. It's weird. Okay. A fan of Jeffree because of his entrepreneurship. He's such a boss. That's true. Yeah. He shows you can start from nothing. Successful at his business. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He has a toxic vibe. Yeah, it's a rags to riches story. That's cool, you know? He masks his insecurity and need for messiness as being blunt and real, when in reality he has to put other people down. Oh, that seems not inaccurate, you know? That seems not inaccurate. He is sassy. It's weird how polarized you guys feel about him. I'm not like into like makeup gurus, you know, I don't know that industry. I use like the makeup that I like, and I'm not like, I'm not gonna buy this because I don't like this person. But maybe I should. Should I? Should I be doing that? I don't know. Your parents live in Irvine. Oh, hi, Katie. Hi. Okay, let's get going. Reading. I manifested something this morning. Did it this morning. Okay, so we're gonna do 2.5 ounces of vodka, 1/2 ounce of vermouth, and 1/2 ounce of olive juice. So an ounce is a shot glass. Would you like to see the ugliest shot glass? It says property of Alcatraz. It's my mom's house. She can have whatever kind of shot glasses she wants. So we're going to do 2.5 shots of this. This is why you get fucked up on martinis, dude. Right? I'm going to pour it straight in. 1. We're pouring it. I'll tilt it down. Vermouth is not from Vermont. That's true. Did someone think that it was? That's amazing. Okay, we'll move this down so you guys can see the rest of my hideous hoodie and what I'm doing. Okay, we did 1, 2. We're going to do a half. Yep. Okay. Do a half an ounce. Oh. No, you can use whatever vodka you like. This is just what we had in my mom's house, Absolute Alex, and I gave it to her because I really like the bottle, and I like it. I've had that vodka a lot, and I know like the publicists, and so they like gave me the backstory on like how it's made, and I was like, okay, cool. Okay, and then just a half a shot glass of vermouth, a little bit less, if you like it. Use whatever your heart desires, but it really does. You really do want to use quality liquor. Like I have been having a spicy skinny margarita every day since I've been here. And by margarita, I mean 3. And I've been drinking really high quality tequila. I've been drinking Clase Azul and I felt fine. And I'm like the queen of hangovers. So I'm like, okay, now we're going to take the olive juice. It's literally, we're just going to pour it in here. I like a really dirty martini. So they call for a half an ounce, a half a shot glass. I do a little bit more than that because I like it dirty. I like it dirty. No, a little bit more. Like it's salty and dirty, like my personality. And now put the top on the jigger. And there's already ice in here. And we're going to shake. I'll show you the right way to shake. You don't want to go like this. You want to go up, down, up, down. Oh, we're so proud. We're so good. Oh yeah, here in just my bespoke speakeasy. Okay. And now you get a nice frost on the outside. That's when you know it's cold enough. We're going to toss this out because now we've got a nice cold glass. And you just pour. Wait, before we pour, this is the fun part. Get some picks. These are some fun picks that we have. And you put, oh, can you hear this kid screaming? How's quarantine going? They have Plan B on Amazon. Okay, and I put like 2 or 3 olives on the pick. I like a lot of olives, so I do a lot. Like, doesn't this look so pro? These are in oil, which is not ideal, but that's okay. Put them in the glass. And now you pour. Ooh-wee. And look at that nice color. That is a dirty martini. And it's so easy. There is Plan B on Amazon. I put it on my doomsday prepper list on my Amazon storefront. The link's right below. It never used to be on Prime, but now it is. And it's like $15. Fuck you, CVS. Fuck you. But still, like, even though it's on Prime, that still takes a few days. So if you need it, like, have it on hand, plan your slutty adventures, keep one in your office, keep one in your house, give some to a friend. This is good. This is good. Cheers, my friends. Let's get blacked out. We're going to make one for my mom. Oh, here she is. Speak of the devil, and the devil appears. Hi, Mama. Come here. You want to taste mine? Here. Huh? Oh. Do you want to grab grab whatever glass you want yours in? Like a crystal glass? You don't want a lowball glass, do you? All right. I'm very particular with like my glassware. Huh? The other. It's okay. You don't need to. You're so far in the background. No one can even see you. Like the goblets? Wait a minute. These? This? Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just in her crystal cabinet. Fancy kid over here. Okay, so we're going to make another one for men. Let's get some more ice. Oops. Look at this woman's fridge. truly my like version of wealth is having 2 fridges. Like that is how I define luxury. Or like having a really cool ice maker. I don't know why all my like luxury dreams come down to refrigeration systems, but they do. Okay. Whoops. That's not right. No. It's going in there. Okay. Okay, we're gonna chill this glass for a moment. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna start it all over again. Having an ice maker, right? Like a bullet ice maker, like the nugget ice. I've always said that if I ever want to treat myself, I'm gonna buy one because they have the countertop versions of nugget ice makers. They're $400. I'm like, dude, damn. Macaroni, you made it. You have multiple fridges. I'm jealous. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. 2.5 of vodka. 1, 2, half, half, half a thing of vermouth. I guess you can saute onions in vermouth. Dry vermouth. I use dry vermouth, not sweet vermouth. I like anything dry, like my humor. Okay, and then half a shot of not pickle juice. What is this? Olive juice. Okay, putting that in there. We are putting some olives on a stick. She likes regular olives. We're gonna add 1 feta stuffed one so she can see what she's missing and how life could be on the other side. Putting the top back on the jigger, and we shake like a fence. Talk about glowing up during quarantine. That's a really good video idea, actually. Ooh. Do I have lash extensions? I do for the time being. It's dark days given how there's like no beauty places open. We're all gonna get real ugly in a few weeks, so I don't know. I started the live at 3, 15 minutes ago. Okay. I love how kids are just like shrieking. Ah, it's like, what's your problem? Tell me about your problems. Taxes? No? What tell me your major malfunction right now. I want to know. Tell me, Gabriel, what you're thrashing around and screaming about. Like, save it. Fucking save it. Okay. Can you guys literally hear them? Hope they can hear me too. Okay, we got the olives in there. Your drink awaits, madam. I made mine a little dirtier than yours. Here you go. Where are you? Is it good? Taste it. Is it good? It's all vodka, baby. Well, there's vermouth, but it's a glass of alcohol. It's a drink. It's a drink and a meal. All right. I do have a big butt. Yeah, you like the olive flavor? Okay. All right, guys. You know what? Let's go outside right now. I am actually going to do some makeup tutorials. Let's go outside right now, and we're going to sit in the backyard, and we're going to look out, and we're going to do some manifestation stuff. All right, yay. Do I know that Shawn and Camilla are in love now? That's fake news, okay? There's something going on, but that ain't it, kid. Okay. Come with me as I knock all the things off the counter. Okay. Let's get closer to these yowling children. Okay. God, they're like gremlins. Hello. Okay, let's see where we should sit. Give me a second to set all this up. Oh, isn't this nice? This is kind of nice. See, I mean, this is like better than being stuck in New York, right? Hold on. I have to shut the screen door, otherwise mom will get mad. If you think you're ever going to outgrow your parents' demands, I've got some fucking news for you guys. You will not. Okay. Okay. Let's put on some sunnies. Et voila. Is this not how I spend all my days here? Anyway, this is why I'm like, I don't know that the end to this quarantine is going to be measurably different. It's pretty much going to be me drinking, sitting outside, complaining about kids. And am I still going to be doing this when I'm 85 years old? Tune in and find out. Oh, and will I also be spilling martinis on myself? I don't think anyone in the history, I'm such a meme. Hi, Faye. I don't think anyone in the history of martini drinking has not spilled it on oneself. I'm already drunk. Okay. Okay. So let's do our manifestation stuff. Here, should I take these off? Do I look like a highway patrolman? This book here, Creative Visualization, you can see how old it is. Like the pages are yellow and weathered. Let's see when it was made. Like I have to be very delicate with it because if I move the pages a little too gingerly, it cracks. So this is from the 70s. This is from 1978. And this was like the heyday of, well, cocaine and, new age thought. I mean, what a time to be alive. Roller skates, disco, feathered hair, coke, manifestation. The fuck was I born now for? What a waste. I am good at all of those things. All of them. But that's fine. We can still learn. The author is Shakti Gawain. And I have been rereading it, because I want to kind of like read it aloud to you guys and then also like comment as we read. So this book I discovered on my mom's bookshelf. I talked about this in the beginning if you missed it. When I was 16 and I read it. And I read it like cover to cover. I devoured it. And it's full of very simple exercises you can do to figure out how to manifest and to practice it. And one thing was writing a narrative because manifestation is about two things. It's about belief and it's about details. Because details, you can't just be like, so what I tried to manifest when I was 16 was boys. It was boys. I was trying to manifest my first kiss, right? And at the time, I was just a baby witch. I come from a long line of sort of witchy women and who have like a lot of personal power. And I was still sort of coming into my own in terms of that power, in terms of my own manifestation power. And I did an exercise in this book, which was write down exactly how you see a scene going. And not just how you see it going, how it makes you feel. The smell of the roses, the sun on your face, the butterflies in your stomach when he touches your hand and you're sitting on the right side of him and you're wearing this outfit and this is the kind of music that's playing and this is how the air smells and this is the temperature. As specific, because all of those adjectives. Okay, I'm picturing the walk in the air. I'm picturing this music drifting in. I'm picturing the twinkle lights strung across the garden, and then you start to feel what it's like to be there and then it becomes real. Because one thing they talk about in creative visualization is like time is immaterial. Time is not a thing. Don't we kind of feel like that on quarantine right now? Time is a flat circle. I have no idea what day it is and I quite frankly have no intention of like you want to think that time doesn't exist is because you're not imagining something, you're forecasting it. You're actually looking back on something that's already happened. You know what I mean? And if you start to see it like that, for me it seemed to make it more believable and more real. It's like I'm not imagining this crazy scenario, I'm simply looking back on what already happened from the inverse. It's like Back to the Future. You can use manifestation for weight loss too, but and we're going to get into all of this in way more detail as we read this book. But listen, the station and setting your affirmations, the hear no, it doesn't hear loss. You say, I'm manifesting weight loss. It doesn't hear loss. It says, I'm manifesting weight. You want to say health, but it's your body. I have a time I shall lend, not really, really good. Goal. So is it lagging? All right, let me go inside. All right, let's try. Let's try to go inside. This was fun while it lasted. Is this a little bit better? Are we on less of a lag right now? Okay. Okay. I know. Shallon, this is why we can't have nice things. You know why? Because the router's in there. Whatever. It's fine. Let's move this closer. Okay. Okay, yes. So I'll repeat the last thing of what I was saying. These kids are making me crazy. Basically, the universe doesn't understand negator words. It doesn't understand negative words. So if we say, I'm manifesting weight loss, all it hears is weight. It doesn't count the loss. I'm manifesting being debt free. It doesn't hear the free, it just hears debt, right? I am not lonely anymore. It only hears lonely. So we have to be really, really careful what we say and how we say it. And we want to phrase it in a positive way. Instead of, I'm manifesting weight loss, I'm manifesting health, fitness, a slim body, 135 pounds, whatever your goal is. Who cares? Do whatever you want. I'm manifesting abundance, riches. I lend, I do not borrow, right? I'm manifesting a thriving relationship, a feeling of love, not loneliness, loss like that. So, and that switches our thinking as well, because yeah, it's like weight loss, 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 loss. No, we're flipping the script, okay? Can you manifest for someone else? That's a really good question. And yes, those are the sharpest kinds of manifestation because when you're manifesting for someone else, you do it from such a place of purity that the person trying to manifest for themselves might not have, right? And we've talked a lot about, and we talk about this again in a video that's going to go up later on how to be comfortable being alone, which is secondary pain. Like if you're going through a breakup, I'm going through a breakup, right? And you have the grief, the loss, but then you have the secondary story you're telling yourself about. I deserve this. I can't pick people. I'm going to be alone forever. And that secondary story is giving you just as much, if not more pain as the thing that you're grieving or the thing that you're dealing with. So when we manifest for other people, like my friends don't feel that way about my breakup. They're like, Shallon's just grieving. She didn't deserve this. Of course she's going to find someone else. They don't have that attachment to it. And so their wishes for me are pure because they lack this emotional secondary story. So when we wish something for someone else, it's pure and that gets straight to the universe and that gets straight to manifestation, because we don't think, oh, I wanted to find a boyfriend, but she's never going to, and she doesn't deserve it. We're like, she's going to find a man. She's going to find a good man, right? Okay, let's read. One of you guys just asked, how do you manifest in difficult times? This is exactly when you got to manifest. You got to practice manifesting in good times. It's like prayer. God doesn't only want to hear from you when you need something. God wants to hear from you when you're grateful. And whatever God it is you worship, and it's just some higher power, who cares? But the way to manifest when the going gets tough is to start small. But we'll get into that. So I'm going to read from the book because Shakti really, really gets down into it. Let's see how well I can do this drunk. Okay. I hope this is a little ASMR. What is creative visualization? Creative visualization is the technique of using your imagination to create what you want in your life. There is nothing at all new, strange, or unusual about creative visualization. You're already using it every day, every minute, in fact. It is your natural power of imagination, the basic creative energy of the universe, which you use constantly, whether or not you're aware of it. In the past, many of us have used our power of creative visualization in a relatively unconscious way. Because of our own deep seated negative concepts about life, we have automatically and unconsciously expected and imagined lack, limitation, difficulties, and problems to be our lot in life. To one degree or another, that is what we have created for ourselves. This book is about learning to use your natural creative imagination in a more and more conscious way as a technique to create what you truly want: love, fulfillment, enjoyment, satisfying relationships, rewarding work, self-expression, health, beauty, prosperity, inner peace, and harmony. Whatever your heart desires. The use of creative visualization gives us a key to tap into the natural goodness and bounty of life. Let us say, for example, that you have a difficulty getting along with someone and you would like to create a more harmonious relationship with that person. After relaxing into a deep, quiet, meditative state of mind, you mentally imagine the two of you relating and communicating in an open, honest, and harmonious way. Try to get a feeling in yourself that your mental image is possible. Experience it as if it is already happening. Repeat this short, simple exercise, perhaps 2 or 3 times a day or whenever you think about it. If you are sincere in your desires and intention and truly open to change, you will soon find that the relationship is becoming easier and more flowing, and that the other person seems to become more agreeable and easier to communicate with. Eventually, you will find that the problem will resolve itself completely, in one way or another, to the benefit of all parties concerned. It should be noted here that this technique cannot be used to control the behavior of others or cause them to do something against their will. Its effect is to dissolve our internal barriers to natural harmony and self realization, allowing everyone to manifest in their most positive aspect. Creative visualization is magic in the truest and highest meaning of the word. It involves understanding and aligning yourself with the natural principles that govern the workings of our universe and learning to use those principles in the most conscious and creative way. If you've never seen a gorgeous flower or a spectacular sunset before and someone described one to you, you might consider it to be a miraculous thing, which it is. Once you saw for yourself and began to learn something about the natural laws involved, you would begin to understand how they are formed, and it would seem natural to you and not particularly mysterious. The same is true of the process of creative visualization. What at first might seem amazing or impossible for a very limited type of education our rational minds have received, it becomes perfectly understandable once we learn and practice with the concepts involved. And once you do, it may seem that you are truly working miracles in your life, and you truly are. Mm. All right, next chapter: how creative visualization works. In order to understand how creative visualization works, it's useful to look at several interrelated principles. Number one, the physical universe is energy. The scientific world is beginning to discover alcohol, what metaphysical and spiritual leaders have known for centuries. Our physical universe is not really comprised of any matter at all. Its basic component is a kind of force or essence, which we call energy. Things appear to be solid and separate from one another on the level at which our physical senses normally perceive them. But on finer levels, however, atomic and subatomic levels, seemingly solid matter is seen to be smaller and smaller particles within particles, which eventually turn out to just be pure energy. Physically, we're all made of energy, and everything within and around us is made of energy. We are all part of one great energy field. Things which we perceive to be solid and separate are, in reality, just various forms of our essential energy, which is common to all. We are all one, even in a literal physical sense. The energy is vibrating at different rates of speed and thus has different qualities, from finer to denser. Thought is relatively fine, light form of energy, and therefore relatively quick and easy to change. Matter is relatively dense, compact energy, and therefore slower to move and change. Within matter, there is great variation. Living flesh is relatively fine, changes quickly, it's easily affected by many things. A rock is a much denser form, slower to change, more difficult to affect. Yet even the rock is eventually changed and affected by the fine light energy of water. All other forms of energy are interrelated and can affect one another. Principle number two. Principle number two, energy is magnetic. One law of energy is this: energy of a certain quality or vibration tends to attract energy of a similar quality or vibration. Thoughts and feelings have their own magnetic energy, which attracts energy of a similar nature. We can see this principle at work. For instance, when we accidentally run into someone we've just been thinking about, or just happen to pick up a book which contains exactly the perfect information we need at the moment. Principle number three, form follows idea. Thought is a quick, light, mobile form of energy. It manifests instantaneously, unlike the denser forms such as matter. When we create something, we always create it first in thought form. A thought or idea always precedes manifestation. I think I'll make dinner. That's an idea which precedes creation of a meal. I want a new dress. That precedes going out and buying one. I need a job. Precedes finding one. On and on. An artist first has an idea or inspiration, then builds a painting, creates a painting. A builder first has a design, then builds a house. The idea is like a blueprint. It creates an image of the form, which then magnetizes and guides the physical energy to flow into that form and eventually manifests itself onto the physical plane. The same principle holds true even if we do not take direct physical action to manifest our ideas. Simply having an idea or thought, holding it in your mind, is an energy which will tend to attract and create all of that on the material plane. If you constantly think about illness, you eventually become ill. If you believe yourself to be beautiful, you become so. What do I always say? The secret to being a hot girl? Simply deciding that you are one. The next principle, the law of radiation and attraction. This is the principle that whatever you put out into the universe will be reflected back to you. As you sow, so shall you reap. Didn't the Bible say that? Doesn't the Bible also say treat others as you want to be treated? It's the law of attraction. What this means from a practical standpoint is that we always attract into our life whatever we think about the most, believe in the most strongly, expect on the deepest level, and imagine the most vividly. When we are negative and fearful, insecure, or anxious, we'll tend to attract the very experiences, situations, or people that we are allegedly seeking to avoid. If we're basically positive in attitude, expecting and envisioning pleasure, satisfaction, and happiness, we will attract and create people, situations, and events which conform to our positive expectations. So, the more positive energy we put into imagining what we want, the more it begins to manifest in our lives. I want you to pause here and think about what you expect, right? And it's easy for us to say, of course I expect good things. Of course I expect good things. Well, do you? One thing I expect is that people are going to like me. I expect that when I go to a party, people are going to like me. I'm going to have a good social reaction. It's going to be fine. I'm not going to be awkward. People aren't going to be awkward to me. It's going to be great. And that happens. What I also expect is that food makes me fat, right? And that no matter what I do, I'm always going to feel and look fat. I have friends who are completely the opposite of me. I have a friend who expects every social interaction to be a fucking nightmare, right? She expects everyone's going to hate her. She's going to be overbearing and loud. And guess what? That's exactly how it turns out. I mean, it is. I also have a friend who has said from the beginning of knowing her, I basically eat what I want and I don't gain weight. And oh my God, she eats like a truck driver and she doesn't gain weight. She's like, no, I just never worry about my body. I know it's always going to look good. That's part of the reason I'm friends with her because it's such the antithesis to my own mindset. I need to be around it. And that's why my socially weird friend is friends with me because I try to reset her in that way. So think about truly what you expect. That's homework number one. What do you expect from certain situations and has that aligned? The next principle, I forget what number it is. Martinis. Using creative visualization. The process of change does not occur on superficial levels through mere positive thinking. I feel like if they could have included like the sarcastic hand job motion, they would have. They maybe just didn't know about it yet. It involves exploring, discovering, and changing our deepest, most basic attitudes towards life. And okay, you might have just heard that and been like, I don't know if I can do that. First of all, you gotta. And second of all, it's fun. It's fun to shift what you expect from the world. It's like sitting down with a catalog with everything you could ever want in it and having an unlimited credit card to order from. Like, wait a minute. I can have whatever I want? Like, yeah, it might be overwhelming, but we're going to teach you how to guide it. That is why learning to use creative visualization can become a process of deep and meaningful growth. And what do we say about growth? Growth is painful, right? Growing pains. But there's no growth in your comfort zone, and there's no comfort in your growth zone. In the process, we often discover ways in which we've been holding ourselves back, blocking ourselves from achieving satisfaction and fulfillment in life through our fears and negative concepts. Once seen clearly, these limiting attitudes can be dissolved. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. These limiting attitudes can be dissolved through the creative process, leaving space for us to find and live our natural state of happiness, fulfillment, and love. Now, Chapter 3, a simple exercise in creative visualization. Here is an exercise in the basic technique of creative visualization. All right? Ready? Oh, yeah. Shallon's a cool why not? I am. I wish I had siblings, right? Okay, simple exercise in creative visualization. First, think of something you would like. For this exercise, choose something simple that you can easily imagine attaining. It might be an object you would like to have, an event which you would like to happen. No events, no. A situation in which you'd like to find yourself, or some circumstance in your life you'd like to approve. Get in a comfortable sitting position. All right, you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to get in a comfortable sitting position here. How are we going to do this? We're going to get in a comfortable sitting position. Okay. Okay. This is a hell of an angle for me. Get in a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. I'm a liar, not a sitter. In a place where you won't be disturbed. Relax your body completely. Starting from your toes and moving up to your scalp, think of relaxing each muscle in your body in turn, letting all tension flow out of your body. Breathe deeply and slowly from your belly. Count down slowly from 10 to 1, feeling yourself getting more deeply relaxed with each count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you feel deeply relaxed, start to imagine the thing you want exactly as you would like it. If it is an object, imagine yourself with the object, using it, admiring it, enjoying it, showing it to friends. If it's a situation or event, imagine yourself there and imagine everything happening just as you want it to. You may imagine what people are saying or any details that make it more real to you. You may take a relatively short time or quite a few minutes to imagine this. Whatever feels best to you. Have fun with it. It should be thoroughly enjoyable, like a child daydreaming about what he wants for his birthday. Now, keeping the idea or image still in your mind, mentally make some very positive, affirmative statements to yourself, aloud or silently, as you prefer, about what you're imagining, such as, here I am spending a wonderful weekend in the mountains. What a beautiful vacation. Or, now I have a wonderful, happy relationship with Shawn Mendes. We are really learning to understand each other. What I've been manifesting is seeing a dog. Yesterday, I sat as I was reading this and manifested. I saw a great dog today on my morning walk. I saw him from across the block. He saw me and came running over, floppy ears, tongue out, and I got to snuffle a dog for a few minutes. That was something that was easy for me to conceptualize. Small, attainable, no emotional attachment to it. I didn't think, oh, I don't deserve to see a dog. That's never going to happen. It seemed realistic because when we do that, when we pick something realistic, we can start to get that confidence when we achieve it and we think, oh my gosh, this worked. Because guess what? I saw a dog. I saw a dog exactly how I imagined it. The same color. The owner looked like I pictured it. The dog loved me like the dog I pictured. And this was just easy. So now I feel emboldened to think about something else that I want to manifest. But we're going to finish this chapter and finish this live stream. Always end your visualization with a firm statement to yourself. This or something better now manifests for me in totally satisfying and harmonious ways for the highest good of all concerned. This leaves room for something different and even better than you had originally envisioned to happen. 2 dogs. And serves as a reminder to you that this process only functions for the mutual benefit of all. If doubts or contradictory thoughts arise, don't resist them or try to prevent them. This will just tend to give them a power they don't otherwise deserve. Just let them flow through your consciousness and return to your positive statements and images. Do this process only as long as you find it enjoyable and interesting. It could be 5 minutes or half an hour. Repeat it every day as often as you can. As you see, the basic process is relatively simple. To use it really effectively, however, usually requires some understanding and refinement. That is our first lesson. Sorry. Right? Do you guys feel better? I feel relaxed. I feel relaxed. And I feel like I could see a lot of dogs, And I feel like all the dogs in my neighborhood are just waiting to meet me too, right? Time for a blunt. Who keeps commenting barf emojis? Like, it's funny people come on here just to not like it. Why are you doing things that you don't like? I wish I could adopt from the shelter. I want a dog like an infertile woman wants a child. If if I got pregnant and there was even like a 10% chance that it might be a dog, I would keep it. I don't think that's possible. So you smoke that blunt, girl. You smoke it. I got into manifestation. I saw this movie when I was younger called What the Bleep Do We Know? Definitely watch it. It talks about kind of the science behind manifestation because, this might feel very like, woo, like woo woo and like witchy and new age. This isn't new age. This is the old age. These are the old ways. Taking a pill for everything that's wrong with you, sitting on your screen all day. That's a fucking new age. How's that working out for us? Right? We feel disconnected from each other. We feel disconnected from God. We feel disconnected from our bodies. We're not happy people. I'm happy as an individual, and you might be too, hopefully you are. But I would say as a whole, we don't feel like fed in a spiritual way, So it's not great. What else did you guys ask me? Oh, hi from Australia. I was supposed to be there right now on my way to Bali. Oh, and isn't this the best part? Eating the and the olive. What are my thoughts on psychedelics? You would probably think after watching this live stream that I'm into them. I'm not. I don't like anything that's like mind melding or hallucinatory. I don't smoke weed. I did ketamine once. I just got a heart palpitation thinking about it. It was the worst experience of my life. The second worst experience when I smoked too much weed. So I'm not like a big drug person. Food is my drug of choice. But, I really caution with psychedelics, unless mushrooms are maybe one thing, but stuff like acid, it can really fuck up your brain. And I and a lot of people my age, we all kind of know at least one person who had a bad trip and they were never the same again. Like your brain is still forming up until you're 25. And I dated someone who had a bad drug problem when they were a teenager. They had an oxy problem and they were fucked up because of it. And he was 27, when we dated, but there was a synapse issue. There was an impulse control issue. And it was because We know so little about the human brain, right? So we know more about deep space than we know about the human brain. It's a very complicated thing. So you don't want to introduce a ton of things into your brain when it's still forming. All right, you know what? You're fucking banned. You're just such an idiot. Um, so yeah, just be careful. And I really feel like when you're young, it's ironic that like that's the time people want to do drugs because I remember thinking when I was young and like I got into high school and then to college, it's like all I wanted was to just break out, just like get out of my small town, the small town thought and experience life. And then it's like I went to college and I saw so many people just like stoned out of their mind and I'm like, you might as well be in your mom's basement back in your small town. Like, what are you experiencing right now? What are you living? What do you learn? Nothing. You're just, that's why they call it a blunt, because you're just like blunted and like, and it's, I mean, that's how I felt when I smoked weed. And I'm like, this is, uh, hold on. Sorry. Oops. Sorry. I've got a pop ups happening. It just seemed like such a waste, So I don't know. I think that we could when you're young, you have so many learning opportunities and so many chances to feel so alive. You don't need drugs yet. Do drugs when you're like 60. That's when life gets boring, right? Okay. Okay. I'll share a quick manifestation story for you guys. So I started to talk about this, but I think the camera lagged and then the alcohol took over. Do you see I get the vodka flush? Look at me. I'm like an Asian boy. I know all my Asian friends get like this. Actually, no, they do, but they get so nice and tan, you can't tell. Ugh, it's so unfair. But so when I was 16, I discovered this book. And as we'll get there, one of the things they say is, like I said, write down the narrative of what you want to happen. And I took this book with me when I studied abroad. I don't know why I threw it in my suitcase, but I did. And I studied abroad every summer in high school in the south of France. I did exchange programs and it was like incredible. It was just incredible. But I really, really, really wanted my first kiss with this boy named Vincent. Vincent, oh my gosh, he was so cute. And he would send me letters and he'd like spray them with a bunch of cologne. And they were just like, oh my God, I still have them. I still have them. And there was something so like amazing about like letters. You would get it and you're like, and then you would smell it and you could like see their handwriting and it was just amazing. It's like how they say in Cruel Intentions, Cecile or Ronald, emails for geeks and pedophiles. Write her a letter. So I really, really wanted to kiss Vincent in the summer. And so I wrote a narrative. And this is the thing, like how I was imagining it made no sense. Like no sense. I was like, we're in a train tunnel. And I was like, fucking train tunnel. What are you talking about? And it's the summer and he comes walking towards me through the train tunnel. And I was like, am I dying? Am I like going towards the tunnel and the light? Like, but I'm like, you know what? The book tells me to just go with what the vision is. Don't put that secondary story, right? The secondary story of that's stupid, that's unrealistic, I don't deserve that, that doesn't make sense. You go with the first one, you go with the story. And so I wrote it how it came to me. I was like, all right, train tunnel, fucking weird. And like string lights, fireflies, polka music. It was just this weird mishmash of like things that I saw, visions. And I'm like, ugh. And so at first I wrote it super loose. Train tunnel, Vincent, polka music, blah, blah, blah. And then I thought about it more and more. And I wrote in more details and more details and more details. And I didn't try to search for details where I didn't feel them. It's like, and I'm wearing the outfit that's the trendiest that I bought at the mall. Nope. I'm like, I'm wearing something loose and flowy next time. Okay, I'm wearing a red dress with little flowers. Okay. Now I'm wearing it. It's like I let it build as it came to me. And it didn't come all at once. We have to give our mind room to unfurl, especially in a process that we're not necessarily familiar with, right? Sorry. Hold on one second. Oh, okay. Okay. Do I do witchcraft outside of the law of attraction? I think I don't wanna lag. I don't wanna hurt nobody. What is happening? Have you guys not told me that my eye makeup is this is why I never do lower lash liner. It's just like it just migrates. Maybe I need to manifest liner that doesn't migrate. Okay, but we're back to the Vincent story. So I went there that summer and I had been like meditating on this thing that I had written and I felt very embarrassed by it. I felt embarrassed by this fantasy because it made no sense. Train tunnel. Blah, blah. And also like I had spent so much time like manifesting this idea. But as I was writing it, I was very aware of how stupid I felt. And I was very aware that like there's no way this is gonna happen. No boys like me in my school. Vincent probably just sent me these letters for no reason and he's just bored, blah, blah. Secondary story. I added that secondary story. And you know what the universe heard? Your wish is my command. You don't think this is possible? Your wish is my command. So cut to the summer. It was Bastille Day. And where did I find myself? Railroad tracks, string lights, polka music from the village festival. And he was walking towards me and he smelled like the letters and he was wearing this like button down shirt and I was wearing a red dress with little flowers, which I hadn't even owned when I wrote that. I had borrowed it from a friend when I was there. She's like, "We're getting you dressed up tonight with Vincent. Put on my dress." And he walked up to me and he got really close to me and then he snapped my bra and he walked away. He snapped my bra and he walked away. And I was like, fuck. And that's when I learned about manifestation. That's when I learned your wish is my command from the universe. And I thought, I did this. I got this far. I had it in the air, but I just couldn't land it. I got this fantasy this far. Railroad tracks, polka music, string lights, red dress with flowers. But what stopped me was my own belief that it was impossible. I was a baby witch then. I didn't know how to harness his power, and I didn't know how to order from the restaurant of the universe and wait for that order to arrive, right? Sorry. Oops, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm getting all these like TikTok things. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm on TikTok. So once I kind of like learned that lesson the hard way, I was like, never again will I doubt my vision. Even if it's stupid, who cares if it sounds stupid? You're not putting it on Instagram. It is for no one's eyes but yours and for the universe's. Everything I've achieved in my life seemed really stupid. It seemed completely improbable, you know? Don't worry, people have been blocked. You guys, we're good. Latisse sounds like latrine, which means toilet. Suck. Um, so yeah, everything I've achieved in my life sounds stupid. I'm gonna move to New York and I'm gonna write a book deal. I'm gonna get a book deal. Okay. I literally had, and I put this on my Instagram, I had my manager at the restaurant I worked at tell me, "You're crazy. You're gonna be back here in 3 months. You're gonna sink like a stone in New York. You're gonna be back here begging for your job back." I just celebrated 300,000 YouTube subscribers in that same fucking restaurant. I shook that trick bitch's hand and it felt incredible. Everything I've achieved, I simply believed that I could because I didn't have a secondary story attached to it. The things I thought I could achieve, I didn't know what I didn't know. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to New York and I'm going to get a book deal. What? Like it's hard? I was Elle Woods. And that's kind of the magic of Elle Woods. Like, it's hard. Okay. You don't know what you don't know. You don't assign that secondary story. You just believe. When you go to a restaurant and you order a very complicated dish, oh, souffle, it takes 20 extra minutes. You're like, okay, I'll have that. You're not like, oh my God, well, there's no way they're going to be able to make it. And I mean, I can ask for it, but they're just how I got to go back in the kitchen and see if everyone's doing okay. You're like, okay, it's hard. I'll take it. Sounds like a personal issue. It's not my problem. Bye. That's kind of a good attitude to have. We have to have that attitude when we order things from the universe. Um, yeah, a book deal, like, I'll take it. No, I know that other people won't get it, but I will get it because I'm special. Entitlement and the universe, this is the perfect combination. Don't act entitled when you're at Trader Joe's trying to doomsday prep. Don't act entitled when you're shoving into a subway car. Don't act entitled when you're voting. Act entitled when you're ordering blessings from the universe. right? Sounds like a you problem. Oh boy. Um, I wish my mom could have watched them when she was younger. She would have made so much better decisions. Oh, so Shallon, I love your videos. I wish my mom could have watched you. I get you, girl. I get you, girl. But you're watching them, right? You are about to break a generational curse. Maybe that's poor education. Maybe that's getting into marriages that don't work. Maybe that's having a baby when you're not ready to. Maybe that's not listening to other people in your life who have your best interest at heart. You are going to break that curse. And it's hard. It's hard, but you're going to do it. I'm so glad you find my voice soothing. I think I sound like a chicken. I thought I sounded like a chicken, like my entire name. Oh, we have an Elwood's on here. Hi. um, yeah, we're gonna do just like, I don't know, 10 more minutes. Okay, wait, one of you guys asked a question. What about when you visualize and expect things to go super well, but they don't? True, right? And this is a really good question because you know the concept of manifestation is what you think about you create, and a big there was like a big ding to the manifestation community after September 11th because the criticism was like, so 5,000 people manifested their own fucking death that day? No. And like there's really no answer for that, and it's awful. But on a micro level, that's obviously a macro situation, but on a micro level, like I think it's just things aren't always going to go our way, but there is learning to be had in everything, And so when I expect something to go well and it doesn't, I'm like, excuse the fuck out of really? Oh, I'm sorry. You don't like me because I like me. And it's almost like, okay, if something doesn't go well, maybe I realize that that thing does not align with my perfect vibration. I've worked really, really, really hard to get a positive vibration in my life. I know this sounds like, oh, positive vibration, whatever you want to call it. A good relationship with God, a good relationship with Jesus, like integrity, destiny, whatever word, phrase you want to associate with that, or simply self-knowledge, self self-love. I have worked really hard to get to that place, really hard. And so when people react poorly to me, I'm like, sounds like a you problem. It sounds like a fucking you problem. This weirdo who keeps commenting, it's like, that sounds like a personal issue. Sorry, you mad, boo? I don't even know you. Imagine living your life. Like I get to live mine and you have to live yours. So when things go poorly, I either use it as a learning opportunity or I don't log that as a data point. Like, okay, well, they're reacting to me based on their own filter, not because of me. And if it is because of me, all right, I'm going to log those data points in a neutral way and I'm going to maybe try to revisit them in a little bit and learn from it and be like, all right. But if someone doesn't have like logical points, I'm like, cheers, motherfucker. Mm. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is a good question. This is a good question. Can I manifest feeling turned on by my boyfriend versus mildly turned on? I love him a lot and we really work, but I have a hunger for this fire. I'm going to be doing the Love is Blind series. I don't want to give it away, but this is like why they call it chemistry. You know what I mean? Because it just kind of exists or it doesn't. I suppose chemistry is quantifiable. I say chemistry is vague and nebulous because I got a D in it. So to me, it's more like witchcraft. I'm better at witchcraft than I am at chemistry. Chemistry is like a different kind of witchcraft. It's like a competing covens, which they're spells that I don't get. Um, One thing you can do to manifest hotter feelings is watch porn together. Not exactly witchcraft, but cultivate like a sexier relationship. One thing I highly recommend is watching the show on Showtime called Gigolos. It's about gigolos and it's like these dudes who like professionally in Las Vegas, but it's like there's like but it's also really funny. And they like every episode they have like a client with like a weird kink. And I remember watching it with my ex-boyfriend and it led to like we had like a crazy sex life, great chemistry. But because we talked about things a lot, because we watched a show, we're like, oh my gosh, did you ever do that? Oh my gosh, I dated someone who was into this and blah, blah, blah. And it cultivated this like vibe, this atmosphere of sexiness, which really, really, really helped. And by contrast, I dated people in the past who were like, oh no, like super buttoned up, like, we can't talk about we can't talk about these things. I was like, well, guess who ain't getting laid, bro? Like, I'm gonna go watch Real Housewives. I don't need this shit, you know? Let's see. Okay, what are subliminals? What are subliminals? Should we make another martini? Let's go. Tell me what subliminals are. Here, you guys can face out. Here we go. Isn't my mom's kitchen pretty? This is what we're eating now. We've just evolved into nothing but appetizers. Coming back around. Wow, I look way worse than I did at the start of this. How often do you guys wash your hair? Oh my God. I wash my hair every single day. Okay, there are messages that help with the law of attraction to help you get your desired. Oh, like mantras? Like a subliminal, like a mantra? They're crucial. They're crucial. And one thing I do with subliminals and mantras, when you listen to music, okay, wait. You guys are telling me, Shallon, you're saying it's. Wait a minute. Subliminals are when you listen to music and it's supposed to change your eye color. Whatever your eye color is, it's fine. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to our true self. Mantras are great. And I write my mantras down and I post them where I can see them. Like before I met my ex-husband, I was like living by myself in my apartment. Oh my God, I love that apartment. It was small, but people like loved it. And like they called it the nest. And my friends would come over and they would walk through the door and they'd just be like, they would just exhale. And that's always what I've really tried to cultivate with my living spaces, is just a place of this nest. And people do that now. Like I definitely have one of the smaller apartments out of my friends, but it's always like the meeting place because it's just very restful. I'll do an apartment tour. I had planned to do one, but then I stopped because I was actually dealing with someone who was stalking me. And I just felt very like closed. Like I just didn't want to share that. I didn't want people to like see inside my house. It's just, I already had felt very exposed. So it was a hard time, but I will do one. What does this have to do with mantras? Oh, but at my old apartment, I posted my mantras everywhere. And my friend was like, it's like we're walking inside a self-help book. But it helped me. I repeated it. I would see it when I wake up. I would see it when I brush my teeth. And it became subliminal. Let me see. You guys are always talking about subliminals. Subliminals are music audios with affirmations put under music to change your mindset and help you get your desired result. Sure, whatever it is you need to do to get there, whether it's a subliminal, just whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong way to do manifestation. Well, there's a wrong way. Like I said, like, something like negative, like weight loss. No, fitness, health, but I think we attach the secondary thought, the secondary message to something where we're like, that's stupid. It's not going to work. What does the universe say? Your wish is my command. You don't think it's going to work? Well, it's not going to work. All right. Spells only work because you believe them, right? That's what witchcraft is. It's the belief that makes things real. That's what it is. And that's the hard part, is the believing, because a huge part of believing is not feeling embarrassed by belief. Tell her I look like Kaylee Cuoco. Thank you. She owns a lot of horses and I enjoy horses. I'm going to get some ice. Hang on. I'm excited to do these live streams every day. And tomorrow we're going to do dating questions. All right. I'm sorry if this is just so much noise and sound. Hold on. Let me text my mom and see if she wants another one. We're texting on the iPad right now. Yeah. Spells or prayers. Spells or prayers. Whatever name you want to get to it. Give to him. Would you like another martini? I can deliver it to you. You got to keep mama happy. When you're trapped in the house with her for a month, you keep mom happy. And if that means martinis, motherfucker, you make her some bomb-ass martinis. Okay. The hiccups. I'm talking to a 35-year-old too. I have options, but I'm 19. I'm not into that. I worry about that for them. Vanity, I will add that option tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to do a super chat, a dating thing so that you guys can like pay. And then depending on what you pay, your question is pinned and then you can get your questions answered. Get shout out. Floor, what do you think success in life means? That's a really good question. That's a really good question. Because when I was younger, I thought, well, it means money. It means money. It does not mean money. It does not mean money. But it means authenticity. It means authenticity. And I've talked to a lot of you guys recently who are graduating or like now suddenly that timetable's moved up because they're canceling school and you're like, oh, I was promised 4 more months of keg parties. I'm not ready for this. I get it. Did I add everything in here? I don't know. All rules are off. This is gonna be bad. And what I tell you guys, you know, when you're thinking of like, what do I go after? What's my career? There's no right path. There's no wrong path. There's only the authentic path. And this is what I'm excited about with this quarantine is we have time. We have precious space. We have precious silence to figure out what is authentic to us. Who are we? What do we want? Where do we want to go? Think about your life 5 years from now. Picture your ideal life. Let that law of attraction narrative kick in. What does it look like? Are you in a big city? Are you in the country? Are you helping others? Are you making a lot of money? Are you famous? And then work backwards and try to cut out things that don't align with that vibration, right? See if my mom wrote back. Wait, let's call her. Let's FaceTime her. She's in the other room, by the way. But if I go in there, she's gonna be like, I don't want to be on camera. I'm FaceTime my mom from the other room. This is bougie. She gonna not answer? She gonna neg me? FaceTime unavailable. Okay. I'm gonna try again. We're gonna power call my mom until she answers. Oh, she's on the other line. It's me. Do you want another drink? No? Okay. Coward. That's fine. Sorry. My TikTok is Shallon XL. Your authentic self is being a music producer. You claim it, Nat. You get it. You get it. Yes. How do I keep my life private as a YouTuber? I feel like I'm not very good at keeping it private. Like, this is the thing about talking to people on the internet. You have no concept of how many people you're talking to. Like, I'm talking to almost 2,000 people right now, but there's 300,000 people on my channel, subscribers. And like, that's more than my hometown. So sometimes I picture myself like as some like Chairman Mao dictator, like, today we will talk about Shallon's breakup, like being broadcast through the streets. And when I think of it that way, I'm like, or like 15 Madison Square Gardens full of people. And I'm like, oh my God. But I don't know. That's what's really hard is like, how do you temper keeping something private? Because it's easy to share something when things are going well. And then when things go bad, you're like, I don't want to talk about that. But like, bro, that's what you signed up for. You know what I mean? One of my friends, she's an influencer. She's got like, I don't know, 40 million followers on Instagram. She's a very beautiful girl. And like, that's something she deals with. And I talked to her about it. I'm like, you can't just share the good things. You owe it to people who you consider your friends and your fans. Like, I consider you guys like my friends. I always think fans is a weird word. But, I try to be really real with you guys. Oh gosh, Tina, how can I still have my mom in my life when I'm trying to get myself sober for drugs? My mom won't change. She's always been an addict, but I don't want to not have my mom in my life. Okay. That's heavy. That's heavy. You have to look after you, boo. You aren't going to be doing your mom any favors if you are also an addict, right? maybe she needs to see what life is like on the other side. Like maybe she needs to see your path of success and that's going to inspire her. Taking a break doesn't mean that you're never going to speak to her again. She will always be in your life if you want her to be, but you need to look out for you and you need to do what's best for you because keeping yourself stuck isn't going to be healthy for your relationship in general, right? Hmm. Oh, Nat, you are so sweet. I'm an illuminate being. Is it just because I'm drunk and I'm red? Like I'm literally like a lava lamp in a frat house? Oh, red and bouncing, a bouncing blob. These are stronger than I thought. We'll do a few more questions. We'll go to you know what, we'll go to 90 minutes. We're at 77 now. However many minutes that is, I don't know, 13. My talk about my days in the music scene. Oh my gosh. They were amazing. You know, talk about authentic. That is really when I felt so alive. I felt so alive. And I felt alive because I had branched out. And oh my gosh, wow, it's so funny you asked me that because, oh, I can't believe I forgot to tell you guys this. So, Pete Wentz is why I believe in the law of attraction. Buckle the fuck up. I'm drunk. I remember I was living in New York and I was crying over some douchebag who broke my heart. And I was watching Fuse. Do you guys remember Fuse? It's like a VH1, but it was for like, rock and punk and emo and stuff. And a My Chemical Romance song came on, and I was like Helena came on, and I had never seen anything like it. And I mean, remember it. There's so few times in your life where it's like the Kennedy assassination. Where were you? Like I remember that moment so hardcore, and I was like bodied by seeing that song and that music. And then right after it, Dance Dance came on, and I don't know what it was, but I looked at Pete Wentz and I said, "That boy's going to be in my life." And my roommate was like, "You You're being weird. This is why you got dumped." I was like, no, I am being weird. That boy is going to be in my life. I'm going to be friends with that person. She's like, what? I oriented everything in my life around being friends with Pete Wentz. Everything. At my job, I was like, I'm getting this job at FHM magazine because I'm going to be the music editor and I'm going to interview boop, 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 boop. Like I had a plan, like this band, this band, this, and we're going to get closer and closer, closer, circle, circle, circle around until I get around Fall Out Boy, right? Because I went down this rabbit hole of learning about him and listening to the songs. And as a writer, I have never experienced a writer like him. Like books are great. It's great if you have 400 pages to beat around and around the bush. When you have 3 minutes in a song and you can elicit the emotion that a book can, think of how crazy that is. Think of how crazy that is. I am a word person and lyrically, and I still say when people are like, who are your favorite writers? I always say Pete Wentz. And is this not what we talk about when we talk about hurt lockers? The people we get fixated on, they're not people we want to date, they're people we want to be. And I was so in awe of his authenticity and his nakedness, and in a way that a lot of people were like, oh, like cringe. They were like grown-ups were like cringy at the emo scene, but people like emo kids like me, I was like, holy shit, like this is what I've needed to hear. Is that, I'm drunk. So I manifested, I pulled that boy out of the universe. I pulled that boy out of the universe and I put him into my life. And do you know what happened? My best friend married his manager. Pete is my best friend's godfather to her children. And I met him and I was like, high five. Boop. And like, that was all I, like, it wasn't like a weird stalky thing where I was like, I need to like wear your skin. But it was the journey, not the destination. It was me manifesting that like I could pull this thing into my life. And through doing that, my life changed completely. I I met creative people who were so much like me in a time where like I loved New York and I loved my friends, but they were very preppy. They were fratty and they loved like douchebags and boat shoes and fucking powder blue shirts. And I was not into that. I am now. I am a good 7 years behind the times, but like I met people who changed my life. And it made me realize that it truly is the journey, not the destination in terms of learning things. And I just felt so lucky. And then there's so that's when I realized if I can pull Pete Wentz out of the universe to the point that he is my best friend's godfather, I can do anything. Of course, I can write a book. I can write two. I can have my own MTV reality show. I can be a professional YouTuber. I can kill my enemies. So, you got to start small. You got to start with that train tunnel and the lights and the polka. And you got to learn from it. And you have to disengage that secondary story. Because, like I was saying before, the Elwood thing, it's like, what? Like, it's hard. That was how I felt about the Pete Wentz thing. I was like, ah, whatever. I was like, I'm going to do it. And I wish, not I wish, but when I try to manifest now, I try to go back to that self. I try to go back to like 21-year-old Shallon sitting on the couch being like, I'm going to get it. Because I had no secondary attachment to my goal. I just fucking ordered it. And then I shifted my decisions to put my yes where the universe had put a yes. I hope this is like helpful, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait. Okay. Oh, Julie. Okay. Sorry. I read this wrong. I read this as ever since I was 51, I had a crush on Alex Wolf from the Naked Brothers band. I met him when I was 17. I was like, that's a really long time to love him. How old are those people? Okay, I guess 5. Yes, see? Like you can manifest this. Libby, I wish we had known each other too when we were in our emo days. And that's why I love Billie Eilish, because I was like, yes, every generation needs emo. Every generation does. Like those days, they were so beautiful because we just felt so alive because we were so in touch with our emotions, perhaps too much so. But that was the thing. Like we didn't have to be like, we're doing it for the gram and it's like perfect and it's photoshopped. It's like, oh, here's my naked beating heart. And it was like cringy. I feel like, have you guys heard that MySpace, like your MySpace pages never die? Like they're just like, there's someplace on the internet. I've had this perhaps law of attraction thing where like I'm on Jimmy Fallon one night and they're like, we pulled up your old MySpace page. And I'm like, Jimmy, no. By the way, I had a huge crush on Jimmy Fallon forever until I realized if we got married, what my name would be. And when I met him, I told him that. And you know what he said? I'm divorcing my wife and I'm marrying you immediately because I need that to be your name. He's really cute. He's really sweet. Seth Meyers is such a dick. Such a dick. He spilled red wine on me. Red wine. My own red wine that I bought. On my white dress. And I was like, And he's like, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. And this was at an SNL after party where it was only like cast, crew, and friends. It wasn't like, oh, I came up to him and tried to talk to him. I don't just fucking go up to gingers and talk to them. Give me a break. Shallon Fallon. Can you imagine? So one of my friends, her married name is Carrie Ferry. Spelled the same way. Like, yeah, like. And I just have to think, like, what kind of man would want the woman they love to be called that? That's weird. That's super, super weird. How's the guy from the Howcast kissing video? Michael, he's wonderful. He is a stand-up comic. You guys should check him out. He's great. He's so funny. Michael actually, he was a really good person to have in my life because like when we did the kissing videos, I was so nervous. I was so nervous. Like I was done. We'd never met before that. And we showed up to set and I was like freaking out. And I'm like, I can't just kiss someone for the first time on camera. It felt so like porny. I was like, I can't do it. I was like about to have a panic attack and he pulled me backstage and we kissed. And it just like got it out of the way. And I was like, oh my God, okay, thank God he's a really good kisser. And he was just so sweet. I was chugging champagne. Like we filmed 30 videos that day and I don't even look at them because you can see in like descending order. that I was blacked out by the end. I don't remember, like, probably the last 4 because I was so nervous. I was just chugging champagne on an empty stomach, and he doesn't drink. And I was, like, super young. I was, like, I don't know, 22 or something like that, and I don't even know. But I'm like, "You don't drink?" And he's like, "No, I need to stay sharp to do my career." And I was like, "Oh, yes, me as well." Rococo down the hatch. But I was like, "Oh, that's a really good person to know to, like, be really focused," and he's done really, really well. So I'm super happy for him. He's great. He's wonderful. Oh, I love that you guys are sharing affirmations with each other. This is great. Like, share, 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 share. I should meet Matthew Hussey. That bitch should meet me. I don't know how high his threshold is for people in his life. He dated Camila Cabello. Oh, oh, what? What's my advice on building resilience? That's a good question. You know, when I got divorced, I feel like I am just like bleh, just spilling it all today. When I got divorced, or before I did, and I was, the writing was basically on the wall in terms of my relationship. Oh, the Grinch stole Christmas. I was looking at all of my worst fears. I literally made a list, perhaps too much of a manifestation list about everything that I was afraid of happening, from financial fallout to losing my identity as a wife to obviously losing the love of my life. And every single thing happened. Every single one. All of those things came true. And I'm still here. I was still there. I got up every morning. My YouTube, I was still writing at work. I was still healthy. God, she was still on the throne. And I thought, oh my God, this actually didn't kill me. What? If anything, I was forced to look around for my blessings. There was freedom, right? There was freedom and restraint. And so now, when I look at heartbreak, when I look at hardship, I'm like, if that didn't kill me, nothing will. Nothing will. Nothing will kill me. Nothing will derail me. I will rise. I might not like it. It might not be comfortable. It might be painful, but it's not about not feeling pain. It's about moving forward through the pain. And I feel like our ancestors knew this. I feel like our grandparents knew this. Oh my God. Like, you can put your finger through it. It's like that, like, Eastern Bloc, like, we're doing it. We worked on the gulag under Stalin. Like that mentality of like, who the fuck told you life is supposed to be fun all the time? And I'm like, I don't know, like Khloe Kardashian, I don't know, but somebody did. But when we can accept it, like, you know what? It's gonna suck at times. It's gonna suck, but we're gonna keep moving through it, and that's gonna be okay. Then you realize whatever comes your way, you're gonna survive, and that's resilience. It's grit. Guys, we're at 90 minutes. I gotta go. I gotta drink the rest of this, and I have to go do a Zoom with my besties out in New York. Oh my gosh. By the way, the live stream I did yesterday when I texted that boy back, when I was like, okay, if you act quality, you get a quality girl. No response. Who do I see? Who do I see? I see. Do you want another drink? Well, maybe you should try 2 then. She said 1 knocked her on her butt. Love you. There she goes, scrambling around. Hi from Puerto Rico. Okay, one last question. Is your mom as wise as you? Are you your own? Oh, wait, let me go back. Are you your own person, or you get it from relatives? By the way, your nails are cute. My nails are from Claire's, right? They're press-ons from Claire's. I feel like I have the hands of a middle-aged ape, but I'm sorry. That's a really good question. Am I my own person? If you had asked me when I was still living in New York, I'd be like, oh, yes. But after like 7 days quarantine in my mom's house with her, I'm like, no, I don't know where she ends and I begin. I might as well still be like umbilically tied It's weird being home with your family. You just kind of like devolve back into your teenage self, right? Just like angsty and but, you know, I think being our own person, just it's about authenticity. And what's authentic to me is maybe not authentic to my mom. Like we are very, very different. We're very similar but different. And that's the thing with family. Like you can be so similar and so different. And it's just about giving each other space and not the evil eye, whether it's your sister or your dad or whatever. And just being like, I take the lessons from you, but I take my own lessons from myself. And we can always be very like reactive when our parents tell us something like I don't want to listen to that. Judge it neutrally. Remember the secondary story. If you take nothing from this live stream, secondary story. What are you telling yourself about the data that's being input? What are you telling yourself? Oh, I'm sad. I'm never going to find anyone. Oh, that advice is stupid. She's my mom. Evaluate things neutrally. Step back. Pretend it's data that's being imported into your friend's life, right? Oh, she my best friend is being told this from her mom. How would I judge that data? Oh, my best friend just broke up with her boyfriend. How would I judge that data? And get some distance. If anything, if this quarantine does nothing else for us, let it give us silence. I posted last night that I was watching Pacific Rim, weird feel good movie, and what do they say? The drift is silence. Mind melding and operating at your highest neural load actually is silence. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to do a live stream every day. I have no plans for the rest of my life. I'm not getting laid. I'm getting drunk. And maybe texting people I shouldn't. You know what? I don't even have people to text that I shouldn't. I don't even know what that would look like. I'm a doomsday prepper and I prep for every eventual outcome, except for a lack of attention from boys. Anyway, oh, okay. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Check my Instagram, ShallonXO, for what time the live stream is going to be out. But it's going to be you guys submitting questions, doing a dating thing, and then the day after that, we're going to get back to the law of attraction and re-up everything. I love you guys. Shower liners forever. Mwah!